Have you ever really stopped to think about the word probably? We toss it around all the time, right? But it turns out this super common, everyday word is hiding a pretty wild secret. It's got this dramatic double life. Okay, let's get into it.
So, here's the big question. When we say something will probably happen, what are we really saying? Is it just a feeling we have? Is it a hard fact? Or is it something else entirely?
Well, here's the thing. The word probability actually lives in two totally different universes. On one side, you've got the world of our personal beliefs. And on the other, you have the cold, hard world of objective, measurable reality. And that split is the key to everything.
So, we're going to dive into this tale of two meanings. We'll kick things off in that familiar world of belief, and then we're going to take a trip into the world of science to see why this isn't just about semantics. It's actually the bedrock of modern physics.
First up, let's talk about the version of probability that we all get. The one we use without even batting an eye. This is the probability of our day-to-day lives, the one that's all in our heads.
Think about it. When someone says this, they're not running some complex weather simulation in their brain. Nope, they're just sharing a gut feeling, right? It's a personal opinion from looking at some dark clouds. It's a statement about their belief, not some mathematical law of nature.
Or here's another one. He will very likely win. This is not a guarantee. It's not a mathematical certainty. Not at all. It's just a way for us to say how confident we feel about that outcome. It's totally subjective. It's a reflection of what we think is going to happen.
And when we say something's highly improbable, all we're really saying is, I don't see that happening. So the main takeaway here is pretty clear, right? In just normal, everyday talk, probability is all about the attitude of the person speaking. It's not an objective measurement of the world.
But then, science came along. And science had a big, big problem. You can't build universal laws on feelings or attitudes. It needed something real, something solid, something objective. And that meant the word atom had to be completely redefined. For science to actually work, to make predictions that come true, to figure out the laws of the universe, it had to take the speaker's personal opinion completely out of the picture. It needed a definition of probability that meant the exact same thing to everyone, everywhere, every single time. And this is what they came up with. It's pretty brilliant, actually. Scientists decided that probability is a frequency. It's all about counting. How often does a specific thing, let's just call it event A, happen when you run an experiment under the exact same conditions, we'll call those E, over and over again? The classic coin toss just nails this idea perfectly. If you want to find the probability of getting heads, you don't ask for someone's opinion. You can't. You have to set up fixed conditions, you toss that coin hundreds, maybe thousands of times, and you just count. That frequency you measure, that is the probability.
You see how profound this is? This completely changes the game. Probability was no longer just a feeling in somebody's head. It became a measurable property of the physical world. It's about what happens repeatedly when you do the same thing again and again and again.
So, why does this matter so much? Who cares, right? Well, because without this objective, rock-solid definition of probability, a huge chunk of modern science would literally just fall apart. The stakes are incredibly high. Seriously, just take a second and try to imagine that world. What if the laws that run the entire cosmos were just based on someone's personal confidence level, instead of objective frequency? The result would be absolute chaos. Our most fundamental science, physics, would just dissolve into a giant mess of conflicting opinions. Making predictions would be pointless, and the whole idea of objectivity would be gone.
And look, this isn't just some abstract thought experiment. Think about the really fundamental stuff in our universe. How quantum particles behave, the way gas molecules bounce around, the rate atoms decay. Science describes all of this using objective frequency-based probability. For any of our physics to work, these probabilities have to be real properties of the world, not just a belief rattling around in a scientist's mind.
So, we've basically journeyed from a word that describes a feeling inside our heads to one that describes a fundamental feature of reality itself. Let's pull it all together. This quote right here, this captures the entire story. The crucial point is the shift from the internal world of what we believe to the external world of what we can measure over and over again. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. We use one little word, probability, to talk about two completely different things.
One is subjective. It's a part of our own psychology. The other is objective, a feature of the universe itself.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. As you go about your day today, just listen. Listen for that word, probably. Now that you know its two secret identities, which one do you think you're going to hear more often? The one from the world of belief or the one from the world of reality?